No, my parents right. So, good. So while this young man is waiting, so a little bit about give us somebody else, man. Like, right. Come on, man. All right. How about you go? How about you go? Yeah, you go. All right, all right. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give three statements. It's kind of all right. So I have to pick some off the wall because I have one person that kind of knows me very well, so the bias. Uh, so one. Okay, so my statement is I went to Jupiter Middle School. I write poetry, and I love LeBron. So out of those three, which one am I? Yeah, poetry. So your poetry, you got poetry, you got LeBron. LeBron. I think poetry. I think poetry. You know what? For all y'all LeBron haters. No, I feel like that was a lie. Haters. All right, the lie is poetry. So the one that is poetry. So I did go to Jupiter Middle School, or the Congress High School, FAMU. So, all right, now, next we're going to pick David. Oh, Lord. I think, listen, I just did freestyle. But David, come on up anyway. Come on up. I'm going to have you introduce. So, David, introduce yourself to everybody.
Hello, my name is David.
What's your name?
Jackson.
Okay. Well, what school you go to?
Broken Middle.
And what grade you currently in? Eighth grade. Students, eighth grade. All right, give a round of applause for David. All right. All right, coming to the stage. Wait a minute, on our agenda. Let's go around the room and everybody introduce themselves. Oh, that's why I was kind of first time with yeah. All right, so all right, coming to the stage, Dimitri. Come on down. Come on, clap it up on. All right, go ahead, young man. Tell me your name. How you doing? All right, and this is our star wide receiver, right? All right, star wide receiver. Yeah. We need three statements, man. They going back. Yeah, no, we on the fly. You gotta catch them just like the ball, man. Go back. If they girl ain't two twos and one right. Oh, it's 2-2? Yeah. I had 250 all-purpose yards in the game. I attended 3 different elementary schools, and my favorite shade is gray. All right, so what? I got two lines. But which one? Which you got? Okay, they gave me 2 lines. You know shit. Yeah. The last line you said was that so the last one? Yeah, you got the last color is gray. Yeah, color gray. What you got? You know. You say you didn't get 250 in the game? Oh, 250 all purpose yards. I'm gonna skip y'all two over here. Right here. Gray. David. Gray. I think too. They know they find Prince. Elementary. All right, what's the line? I attended 2 elementary. Okay, all right, give him a hand clap, y'all. Give him a hand clap. All right, Kevin, come on down. Your turn. All right, Kevin, turn around. Let everybody know who are you? Oh, I'm sorry. 7 times, okay. What grade you currently in? Y'all clap it up. Clap it up. Yeah. All right. So what school did you attend? What high school? I'm regardless. All right. So Kevin, take it away with some statements. Come on now.
I went to two different schools. Um, my favorite color is blue, and I have 25 different versions.
All right. You know, what you got?
Your favorite color blue.
Okay. Yeah.
Blue.
Shoes. Blue. Blue. Shoes. Shoes. Blue. What's the last? Okay.
I say 25 shoes.
You said I really got 24 pairs.
Okay. The last was 25 different versions.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. All right. All right. Y'all believe that? All right. All right. All right. Valentine's, come on down. Yes, my fellow gators, come on down. Oh, boy. Yes, sir. I got to call on my gators. Oh, all right. Introduce yourself, sir, to everybody.
Malachi, I go to Gardens, and I'm a sophomore.
All right, sophomore. All right, clap up, folks. Clap up. All right. All right. What's your three statements for us? Good. Good. Come on, come on. Why he's hungry? I need to be, y'all don't know who I'm calling next. I can't think of a line. You know what? I'm not going to. It's good that you guys can't think of a line. My man just can't think of a line.
I can't think of a shoe.
Yeah, they can think of a line. All right. All right. So we give you a little bit more time. Fred, come on down. Fred, come on. Come on. Yeah. Come on, Fred.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Fred, introduce yourself to everybody.
My name is Prince Rob. I go to Georgia High School. I'm in 11th grade.
All right, all right. He's actually one of the founding members of Government of the Station. Clap up for him. Clap up. All right, Fred. Take it away.
This is Bob. I'm valedictorian, and my favorite color is green.
Ooh. Listen, I got it. All right, go ahead, Kevin. Valedictorian, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, valedictorian. Green. Star. No, valedictorian. All right, so y'all both say valedictorian. Yeah. All right. Wait, you wasn't? Oh, I'm sorry. You said I'm going to stop. Hey, that's good though. All right, you got young man, come on down. All right, clap up on, clap up on. Yeah, speak up for everybody. I can't hear you back there.
Hello, my name is Manhood.
All right, what now? What grade? What grade? Okay, okay. All right, what's your three statements, sir?
Yeah,
no, you gotta have it by now.
Good, let's not think about that.
No. Oh,
I know you thought of something.
just say it. All right, no, come back to you. Come back to you, J. Come on. All right, that's three statements. You already introduced yourself. All right, let's go.
Okay. I also play baritone. I have over 10 pairs of Jordan.
Okay.
And one more thing. Yeah, I have Cold War.
Cold War?
Cold War.
Oh, okay, Call of Duty Cold War. All right. So, Karan, which statement? Which statement is the lie? Two pair of Jordans. Two pair of Jordans. The first one. Oh, the Bear Town. Okay. Kevin. Jordan. George,
Jordan,
George, Prince, Baritone, George. What's the last?
It was cold water.
Okay, he
Dog got the shoes,
I don't
man.
know.
Tell me.
I have a lot of Jordan. All right, next we have Jeremy. Come on up, man. Come on up. Pass up phone, pass up phone.
All right.
All right. Introduce yourself, sir.
Alright, I'm JR. I am pretty sure I'm the youngest one here. I'm in the seventh grade.
That's okay, it's all right. Hey, listen to us. Okay, pass up phone. Pass up. All right. What are your three statements? No pressure. No pressure.
I almost got spit on by a camel.
Okay, what? He almost got spit on by a camera. Okay.
I fell off the roof and I got ran over by a car.
Yeah, ran over by a car. All right. Man, it's a miracle man right here. Miracle man. Tell me what you got. Run over by a car. Run over by a car. I also say ran over by a car. Okay. Car. Roof. Car. What's the last? Okay. I like to say. Oh.
Yeah, I need one of them.
We'll get to that. Don't you worry. We'll get to that. Don't you worry. Matter of fact, Mr. Karan, come on down. Karan, come on down. Come on, pack up. All right. Introduce yourself.
I'm 14 years old.
All right.
I look forward to it. I'm 16.
What grade are you?
11.
All right, clap it for him. All right, what are your three statements?
I like the color purple. I drink water every day. And black. I play Fortnite.
Okay, all right. Savior, what's Savior? The water.
I think
Water.
What'd you say about water?
You drink water every day.
Oh, yeah.
Fortnite water.
Water. You gotta pick one. Which one? Pick one.
Water.
Okay, water and Fortnite.
When I say Fortnite every day, I do drink water every day.
Bro, what? All right. Young man, introduce yourself to everybody.
My name is Jonathan Gary. We're what I do?
I do a lot.
No, I don't. I don't do a lot. I'm the owner. Well, not the owner. I'm the founder of Manhood Mentorship. So we'll talk about that. Y'all kind of know. Some of you guys know about that, but others not know about that. So my three truths, right? I have 3 cars. I own 7 businesses, and I've made over $1 million.
All right, what you got? You said $1 million. $1 million.
No,
$1 million.
No, that's
3 cars. 7 businesses. 3 cars.
7 businesses.
7.
7 businesses.
7. 3 cars.
what is it?
3 cars.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
I thought it was gonna be like 6 minutes.
All right, y'all give me a hand clap. All right. We're gonna have come on up. Yeah. Clap it for. All right. What's up, sir?
Hello, everybody. My name is Seifu. I was born and raised in West Palm Beach. I went to Palm Beach State High School 2002 to 2005. Maybe those numbers are wrong, but I graduated in 2005. My 3 statements. I was in the military for 3 years. white man.
Yeah. Okay.
And I have a degree in software engineering.
Software engineer. Oh.
White man.
Oh, white. We got software engineer, white man. White man. White man. Military. White man. White man. White. Military. Because nowadays you can say you're okay, so what's the lie?
Tell the guys I'm not a white man. But I was in the military for 2 years, and I do have.
I thought he was going to take off some. No. I do have a veteran's ID, but that was
All right. So y'all give a hand clap to yourselves. So we're gonna move on with the program, and I saved the best for last. Without further ado, thank you. Come on up there. Bless us with these young men with great wisdom. Okay. All right. Clap it up for y'all. Clap it up.
Hey, thank you for the applause, guys. Love y'all, man, for real. Love you. Man, white man. So I was asked to speak to you guys today, and I kind of jumped on the opportunity because I love addressing you guys. Look, I have mentored in the past in Seattle for about 2 years, and the program was called My Brother's Keeper, not Manhood. But I understand that Manhood Mentorship is a program for older gentlemen, older men, but today we're addressing the younger. I mean, you guys are going to be where we are in a few years, faster than you guys think. So, you know, here we are.
Fast too. My year came fast.
Say again?
My year came real fast too.
It's going to come faster, trust me, it's fair. But, yeah, but I want to, so, you know, I was asked really to kind of give you guys an example or like an idea of what your role should be in the community. But I ain't really like that. Instead, I decided to put a microscope on our role in the community. You know, like maybe there might be a lack of it. So I think a lot of emphasis is put on kids today for you guys to understand the world that you guys just came into. There's a bunch of questions that you guys have, and you guys don't really know who to ask. Because you guys probably try to talk to an adult and they kind of cut you off, did some other stuff. You didn't have that trust in you to really ask again or ask somebody else again. And I think that's a super issue that we have to address in ourselves as men. Because I could find myself being a little short-tempered with things. Sometimes it's hard to understand you guys. But if I slow myself down and then I ask you a few questions like, hey, how are you feeling today? You know what I'm saying? That is a lot more engaging than, man, you'll be all right. Shut it up, little man. You know how many times you guys heard that and expected to just rise over this feeling that you guys have. And then you're stuck for a week feeling like this because that's all you got. Suck it up, young man. That ain't enough anymore. So today, like I said, I'm addressing the role of I'm addressing the issue of our role in the community. And I want to open the floor up to y'all to, you know, ask you guys, like, what aren't you guys getting from Black men? So if anybody wants to speak, you speak. It can be whatever. It can be an experience that you've had in the past. It doesn't have to be this week. It could have been last year.
When I was 13, 14 years old, I had a foot, like my finger, my cousin had to get it out himself.
You had to get that yourself?
No, my cousin had to get it out himself. It was like really deep in my finger.
So what does that do? Like, how does that affect you, like,
Emotionally?
yeah. Who'd you seek for, like, any type of, did you go, like, hey, were you scared, like, so I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to give you a little reference, okay? A little context, actually. So when I used to get hurt, I was a bad kid, really bad. When I used to get hurt, I used to be scared to tell my parents because I wasn't supposed to be outside in the first place. So now I'm going to offer you the same thing. We're like, when you got hurt, when you're afraid to go to somebody and let them know that, hey, I'm not feeling well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need some help.
I was caught from my mom, like
through the process of getting out what's coming from my mind.
Okay. Must have been very traumatic. Thank you for sharing.
Clap it up for me, y'all. Clap it up.
I know this is a tough thing to really to kind of dig up memories. Really. That's the hardest thing. I can tell you, I can give you a few examples, and I know there's some athletes in the room right now. I can give you guys a few examples of when I felt like an adult kind of overlooked me. You know, it's sometimes it could be my dad, sometimes it was a coach. My most recent was actually in the army. When you have a superior, so when you go to the military, did any of you guys decide to go? This is what you're going to experience. You're going to experience being ripped away from your family. And the first thing that you're going to want is to find somebody else that you can get close to, no matter who. So when you have that, when you have this, when you kind of find this connection, you know, it's really, it's like a wake-up call when the person that you trusted really isn't looking out for you. And I experienced the same thing. Yes, I was an older man, but a superior is a superior. You've been in here for 20 years, so I'm going to follow your steps. And you're going to be the example that I follow. It didn't turn out the way I wanted to, and I felt I was really hurt by it. I was 28 years old, and I was really hurt by this older man who didn't come through the way I thought he would. You know, and this is in regards to my career. How far I wanted to go into the military. That connection that I had with this gentleman was severed, and here I am today, no longer in the army, because the love wasn't there anymore. And my heart was broken. I know you guys might not want to hear that, but my heart was broken. I just want to open it up to let y'all know that it happens, and it's going to continue to happen. I'm not saying that like it's harder. However, what I am saying is that like right now, we're building the tools you're going to need to overcome these things, these emotional obstacles. But yeah, back to the question. I would still
think the biggest thing you guys are not capturing is that here's an opportunity to kind of hear other people's opportunities of things they may have had in life. So don't feel like you can't share for whatever reason. This is the space where you can learn something. So let's go first. What opportunities in life you feel like you would love to see? Not opportunities. What situations that you feel like a man, not just dad, but anybody? It could, like you said, it's a superior coach. It could be anybody. It could be anybody. Where have you felt like something happened that you wish it didn't happen that way? We're gonna sit here and wait. I go first. So let me go first. Me growing up with that, never happened again. Never. I saw him at, I'm 43, I saw him at 37, he died when I was 30. Period. Nobody there to bounce me on their knee, nobody there to pick up without my arm, or nobody there to give me another pair of shoes because I only had two. And I had two till I was 18 years old. So every year I would get two pairs of shoes. I wore uniforms, and I would get two pair of khakis, two pair of navy blue pants, and one shirt that I like to wash out and wring out every day to went to school to make them. So every day I would smell like bleach, right? Because you wash it in the sink, hang it up, and it ain't dry the next day, so I had to iron it out to go to school. And I went to private school. So, always feeling like, man, I ain't have a daddy. If I had a daddy here, maybe I ain't go through these struggles, right? So I grew up with that, and now today I'm blessed enough to have 100 shirts. But it was through things that had to happen in my life. You see what I'm saying? So, experience.
I don't really like experience anything like that.
Or something that you've seen from somebody else that you wish you could have done from a been a part of to help you do it.
something that somebody could have done better. I got one. Another one time I was really young. This actually wasn't very traumatizing, but it was like I've never forgotten it. I was young. I went and grabbed some chips at a corner store in the neighborhood, like right up the street. And it was a black neighborhood, but we had a white store or whatever it was. I go there, grab a bag of chips, and I'm looking for some change, and I don't have enough change, but you know, I'm a kid, so that's kind of normal. It's like, man, what's happening? You go, that's the story of your life, huh? A day late and a dollar short. I didn't even know what that meant at the time, but I knew he was insulting me. I was like 8, 9. I knew he was insulting me. I am 34 years old, and I will never forget what that man said to me, ever. I wasn't traumatized. I wasn't necessarily hurt, but I will never forget what he said to me. Something like that. You don't gotta be hurt. No, not everything hurts. Some things make you mad. Well, we're gonna come back. I promise you come back.
And I feel like I don't know.
Okay, let's hear it.
I was working in a neighborhood, we were going to a friend, my customer, just working in the neighborhood.
Have you thought about it?
I was like, any like three black boys working, and we're not doing nothing because we're struggling. We need to get the customer.
So you was Richard Full-Time.
Yeah.
All right, so how did that make you feel? That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
You took it off?
like I sit down with.
That was one of the things that happened.
Yeah.
Next gentleman, what you got?
I'm still good.
All right, so that was his.
That's probably like one thing that I'm still remember with it. I shook it off, but realizing it now is probably necessary.
So what would you have liked to see from a man at that particular point? Some of your life to be what? Hey! Man, they just kids. Leave them alone. Something like that?
Something like that, or okay, probably after the fact, just coming like some point in this life, what you do.
So that's what
happens again.
You don't have to. Yeah, it's not that. But again, it's how it looks when it happens. You know what I mean? It'll look different every time. So.
I can't say anything right now.
Who's coming back? Maybe, well, not just happened. When saying, I think y'all going to the extreme of saying, man, something traumatic happened, but it could have been something in your life where you just wish you would have had some guy from a male. Is that a better way to pose our question? Okay, so what is a situation in life? And that could be with a young girl. So you would have wanted to know how to handle that, and what emotion to have from that. Did you ever get an answer? I found out. What you found out? Teach us. You're right, because I still don't know. Oh, when I walk in today, I'm happy. I'm excited. Obviously, I'm no longer nervous because I'm crazy, man. I'm happy. So, what was for you?
I just really have to just look at the back of like, why
So, I want to offer, I guess, a new reaction to something like that. In reality, you don't want to walk in every room wanting to fight somebody. However, you want to walk into a lot of rooms just like that. That experience that you experienced when you were 16, or you were probably younger at the time. What is here? But that's for them to worry about, not for you to worry about. You got to keep walking your walk. You walk in a room with your head up, and you know people are looking at you, you walk into where you're going to walk. You do not come inside that room for nobody. None of the people, you don't know none of the people's names. So not any of them pay your bills, and you ain't going to pay none of theirs. So go there, accomplish your mission, and ride out. I'd be proud that you're there, for real. You're supposed to be there. Keep your head up, and that's what I like what he said. Be okay with being
comfortable being in a room where nobody looks like you, because guess what you're doing? You're speaking for everybody else. So next time when they get in a room and they see another person, they're gonna recall your experience and how you carried yourself. And now that's stigma and some of those chains that they always think black people gonna be ignorant, can't speak, can't do this. You were kind of like them watching you through the zoo, right? You know how you go to the elephant and the lion behind the cage, looking at the lion, you can't touch him, they don't know what to do, but you just took away some fear. And now when somebody else goes through the room, they may not have the same challenges. But be proud that you're there. And whatever reason you was in there, you was the only person of color. So they didn't expect nobody else to be there. So, yeah, sorry. They were like, man, look at this. Who is this guy? Yeah, look at this good looking kid, man. What you doing over there? Music, there's good stuff behind it once you dig into it. All right, now we're going back to this. So now that you understood the question, is what was there a situation that you might have wanted some advice for?
I don't have any.
So you just been riding through life,
No,
making the
nothing.
right decisions, left or right, whatever.
Nothing new happens in my life.
Why is that?
Because I stay home.
You said nothing good or nothing really happened?
Yeah,
What about school?
it's good.
So you never been to a fight?
Oh, yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
What that means?
Can't remember.
What happened after the fight?
Oh, I got in trouble.
By who?
The school.
What happened when you got home?
Well, when I fight, people hit me first. So my mom really understood that she wasn't that nice.
But you was able to talk to somebody.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you were able to have a dialogue there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So did you ever ask mom any questions of why you think these things might be happening sometimes? Because they just ain't randomly just walked up and hit you first, right?
Yes, sir. Probably an argument that happened.
Now, what did you learn from the argument?
That really, you can't get offended by everything someone says.
Now, what would you tell somebody else? You're 25 years old today, and you telling your 8-year-old you. What would you tell yourself at 25? That you now we're flipping the script. At you 25, telling your 8-year-old self, what would you say? When you say don't get upset about everything,
Mm-hmm.
what else would you say for yourself?
That you always have to fight somebody over everything. That's why.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I guess you Monica? You got something? Yeah, I got a lot ready for my mind. What's the one that pains you the most, though? Because I could see it. There's some changes out there. Somebody tried you. It ain't even that. It's something that's pretty much. You don't feel comfortable telling us the big one, do you?
I ain't really a big one. It's just, it's kind of thing right now. Home related, sports related. Girlfriend related.
How old are you?
Mm-hmm.
What you get up for every day? Why you get up?
Well, I just finish my schoolwork and finish out the day.
What's your priorities throughout the day other than schoolwork? Eat. You said eat?
Yeah.
So life is good. here. What else? How many people you talk to a day in your phone? One? Who is that person? Now, what advice would you want to hear from somebody older about that that you never thought that you needed to hear?
Good, could be bad.
It's gonna be real. I don't know if it's not gonna be this time. It's gonna be real.
So when you talk about, the other stuff, but this,
A little while ago, I talked to my dad about it. He was like, he wasn't wrong. He was like, I'm kind of too young to be in a relationship, kind of, so I shouldn't really be worried about that because I was stressed a lot about it. So I think that I shouldn't be stressing at this young age, so I shouldn't.
so how do you take that off? You didn't.
I tried to.
You can't.
Yeah.
She would call it. You can feel even in midnight, in the middle of the night, you can feel, right? So you asking us, how do you get over that? Okay. Because you ain't sitting, it ain't no quick fix. So say food. My generation is different than how we got over it. So we got over it by going to a new person.
Oh, no.
But that ain't the right way. That's how we did it back then. Anybody tell you that? But that's how we did it. So what is the new way? The new way? New way. The 2020 way.
I got the 2021 way. I would agree with your father, but I maybe not word it like that. I would ask you first, what are your goals in life? You should have life goals. And whatever you're doing right now should be leading you there. If a relationship isn't doing that, if a relationship is straying you away from your path, it's kind of self-explanatory. I would never tell you to leave because that's a hard thing for me to hear. But I would always win my path. If I'm supposed to be going straight, every time this young lady calls me, I'm going to the right. That's not where I need to be. So what are the things that you have to ask for yourself?
What happened to it? Was it something you did?
Nah,
Because it's hard to get advice on something you caused it, right? So you did something and you got to take accountability for what you did.
this time I ain't doing that.
This time. But all of the other times.
Not like all the other times. Just like one, maybe like, one.
So it was two.
You want to go to the league?
It was two.
You want to go to the league? Okay. Here's my advice.
Where is she now? Before you get there, where is she now? Where are you guys now? Y'all still communicate? Y'all still in a relationship? How old is she?
Same as me.
I think and my little world in life, I think being in a relationship at some point is good for you guys to fit. And it's good to be able to have a support system that really, if you got to get down and talk about those. He really gave you like 6% good advice. But I'm not going to like to say jump on you and not say it's not a priority because when I was 17 years old, that girl was an equal priority. You know what I mean? But I always say, like, what it safely say is, look at whatever somebody is bringing into your life. But also, you can't be that negative energy that's going to continue to take from them and not fill them up too. So if you're going to be in a relationship at a young age, be somebody that, if that was your sister, right? If you was dating your sister, I mean, not, you know what I mean? If a dude was dating your sister, how would you want him to treat her? Now, if you live like that, then things are going to always be right. But if you're going to date that one, then them haters coming. They coming.
I agree with you. I'm not going to say do that, but if you're going to do that, don't call one of them.
Tell everybody,
Yeah, I'm got my thing. Because that's when you start looking like a lame dirty person. I don't want to call no names, but whatever names they give you, you try to do it. Thank you for sharing, man. Thank
That was
you.
good.
Yes, you do. Oh, you don't want to say it. This is conflict of interest right here. No, I'm making say something.
I don't know. I think
You have nothing. Nothing in your life where you needed somebody in your life. When you fell off the roof that I don't know nothing about.
that was more of like a 10-second breakdown.
Okay, so what would you tell yourself at 13? What are you gonna tell yourself at 21? So when you're 21 and you look back at the 13 Jayon, what would you say to yourself? You gonna say what?
This how you jump off the roof, son. Teach my
Don't let it be a big height.
Don't let what be a big height.
Or at least if you want to jump off the roof, don't let it
Oh, wait, okay, what else? Other than that, what else? What are you learning now at responsibilities and how to impact?
We have drinks in the back.
You think you're doing all your responsibilities right now? Yes or no?
Yes.
It took time to get there. How did you get there? So you're not the youngest person in the room, so you might be telling somebody else that. How did you get to where you are? Okay, so we'll come back. So we're gonna double back on it.
You know, where you right now? Then I can't really think of anything that like put me down because I don't really care about it. I'm not that type of guy that lets like anything bad happen to get in my way. Like I don't get depressed, none of that. I can't really think of anything. So I like that one. So when did that mentality? When do you feel you started to have that mentality of not letting things bother you? Like me one day becoming a man soon, I decided like make that as my prize and like nothing, anything bad that happens, everything away.
So I understand not letting things get in your way because progress still needs you still need to make that step forward all the time. But men are still affected by the things that happen around them. Grown men, the hardest men, for real. They may not show it. And this is partly what this talk is about. Because I think this is what I've observed in regards to like how you guys view black men and how I used to view black men. Black men were like steel. Steel, like I'm talking about actual metal. Hard all the time, never cried. My father was one of the most, I don't want to call it homophobic, but he definitely didn't want me doing any type of girly things around the house. Man, I stick between my teeth. Hey, that's gay. Stop. And I was like, what? And I hadn't done it since. Because I was legit, man, what has happened? But, now that I'm a grown man,
I'm dealing with emotions that I actually saw my dad fragile as a kid. It wasn't something I could recognize. You know, you don't see your dad or whatever man you're looking up to. You don't see when they're really stressed out for real, unless they're, you know, expressing. But I just want to let you know that having feelings is for life. It is for the rest of your life. Talking though, like this right here, is how you work through those emotions. That's how we're doing. That's basically what we're doing. If this is all exercise, you know what I'm saying? It's this one. Hopefully, I'll see you at the next one. And if you decide to go to another one, like you know, just talking, anybody who's listening, talking about your feelings, as weak as that might sound, it's not weak. Being emotionally intelligent is one of the strongest things you can be in this world because that tells you not to try somebody else when they're sad. If you can feel somebody else's energy, maybe I'm gonna live it in. Or it lets you or gives you the tools to tell somebody else, hey, maybe today is not the day to be playing with me. And you're saying it in a way to let them know, hey, okay, I am going to back off. This is being transparent with me. As opposed to hiding it and acting like things are okay. Because we don't act like that. We gotta be our real selves, our authentic selves for the rest of our lives. Can't be nobody else but ourselves. Sorry, on my soapbox. Thank you for sharing. But I just wanted to address that, man, because I don't think it's a healthy way to cope, especially in today's day and age. Man, you guys are experiencing a lot. There's something historic every week happening in y'all lives, and y'all really need to like understand this. We've been talking about this for 1,000 years, man. Historic stuff that you guys lived through. And y'all don't understand the ramifications just yet. But here we are. We're gonna get y'all through.
When I was a kid, I had a very bad anger problem, and my anger problem that used to hit me on my mind. And when I did that, my grandfather had like, yelling at me, and um, he was basically like putting me in my place, and this one particular time that I did that, my grandfather told me, this is before he got sick and passed away. He told me, KJ, this is KJ is like my friend called me. So he said, KJ, if you ever put your if I ever find out you put your hands on another girl or female, um, they I bet you can never step foot in my house again. And that's something I still relate to my head every time.
First, thank you for sharing. That was really, really deep. I appreciate that.
And that's something I'm good at every step in.
Well, I'd like to say that, well, first, like I said, thank you for sharing. But you know, if you shared, if you just gave like what you an experience, man, you gotta talk about one regret. Okay, this is about moving forward. You can't change what happened in the past. You can get better about what happened in the past should make you better. And your grandfather said some real stuff. What was the first thing that little conversation we had, right? I said, what is this room? In this room, we do what?
You respect me,
100%. 100%. And your grandfather is absolutely correct. I don't tolerate any violence towards women or disrespect because I have a mother, I have a grandmother, I have 3 sisters, got an aunt. Man, it doesn't matter how many women I have in my life. The fact still stands that there are people. There are people. And they are physically weaker than us. Physically. That is the one thing that really separates us is how we are built. And if you're taking advantage of how you are built to impose on somebody else, you're bully. And you're weak. Not you. But that type of person is low. Because we don't need bullying. Nobody needs that. That is not positive reconstruction. That is not positive reinforcement. It's all negative. You might build an empire off of being built of bullying. What you're going to always do is take that negative energy that brought you there and push it down on everybody else. It will never be positive. I don't care who you are. So your grandfather's absolutely right. But I don't want you living with regret, bro. Move forward, bro. That's all it is. Move forward and get better, literally, every time. And the next time you see somebody, man, you see somebody doing something crazy, you check them. That's it. Okay, go back to him. Ready? Before we leave. Okay, so I had just a few more things. So, I don't mean to point you out, but I heard that this young brother brought a really, really great point, and you already covered today, about stocks. So, what do you guys know about stocks in today in particular? Well, first off, is anybody in the stock? Raise your hand if you're in the stock. You got money in the stock. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm not gonna keep this long, but if you are 18 years old and you have a bank account, you can start investing with a very, very minute amount of money. You don't need a lot. You don't need a lot to push forward, but you do need the drive and you do need the intelligence to make money on the stock market. Today, in particular, I'm just keep it brief. There's one big move that was happening right now. Was AMC, you guys understand theaters? Yeah. On GameStop, you guys doing games and stuff. Okay, you guys understand? Have you read the news today? Yeah. You guys been seeing them on social media. People talking about AMC and GameStop. Okay, so what they're doing, what they've done, and why people are mad is, for the average investor like us, if we have $500, $1,000 in GameStop, and we're really betting on this money, we're making a lot, and we just kept on buying more and more and more, it cuts off. But for the major companies like financial institutions like banks that always invest in money, insurance companies and hedge funds, they continue to be able to invest in AMC and GameStop after they cut it off. But who are the biggest customers of GameStop and AMC? Why do you guys think they cut us off? There's no right or wrong answer. Why do you guys think they want to cut a regular person off? Again? Okay. Why do you think that the Securities and Exchange Commission, that's the SEC, stopped regular people from trading those two stocks? And they let larger financial institutions continue to trade this stuff. Okay. Anybody go ahead.
I feel that they think that they're gonna make more money off of bigger companies or banks other than us. Or like we were not investing into as much as they think we are.
Okay.
They're just wasting their time with us.
You're saying that
Feel like they just cut us off because they think they're wasting their time.
okay.
Or we're not giving them as much money as they want. Or as much as the banks or other companies are giving.
All of those are possible. I'm gonna tell you guys what I think after I So here's what I think. I think a bunch of rich. Excuse me, I can't use rich anymore. Wealthy people saw the average man, like I like to say, the average man or average woman making super leaps in their investment. Like we're talking about not 5% at a time. We're talking about 100% increases every day for the last 3 days. And it just kept going up. And they saw that regular people were making this much money. Because, so what happened was they were driving, like fans were driving the price of these stocks up on the Reddit. Like when you guys know how they use like millions and billions of people on Reddit. So they drove up the price of stocks. Hedge funds, banks, and all these other companies don't believe in the power of social media like that. They're investing the same old way. So when average investors started hearing that prices were in our favor, they started making those calls. So when they're making these calls, These financial institutions started losing more money. That's what happened. They were losing money while the average man was winning. But every other normal day of the stock market, they make money on the average man losing. So you see how even the Securities Exchange Commission is even in cahoots with these banks. So I say that to all that to say this. My brother Jonathan in the back, he owns 7 businesses. I'm sure he was affected by the stock market. But when you own your own business, you know, you have multiple sources of income. That's why I asked you guys, well, I asked this one again, if you decided to go to school, I think I asked you too. If you guys decided to go to college after high school, because it's not for everybody. Most of the time, we're taught to get a job after high school. You don't have to get a job. You can get a job, and you can start a business. Those are 2 sources of income. And you can start trading stocks. Those are 3 sources of income. So you guys get what I'm trying to say. You don't have to follow the same old blueprint like they used to. Work one job. Doesn't make any sense to do that. Save money. Money don't save. You have to make money. You can't save money. That's what I feel. You can save money to invest, but sitting money doesn't make you more money. It won't. And having one job is just going to keep you at that same thing. So I just want to talk about stocks to really talk about multiple sources where you guys, and I don't know, maybe tweak your mind to start thinking like that. Wherever your mind may be, whatever industry that you might want to go to it. Have your little side job, whatever it is, but go to it. How many kids in your school have 2 sources of income? Most don't even have one. And I'm trying to get y'all to have 2, multiple, at least. So that's where my talk is done. I'm done.
Y'all give a hand clap for. So, as I was listening in the back, I felt compelled to tell y'all this. I actually had a conversation with somebody a couple of days ago, and I was actually going to make this podcast episode that I have. It was about, I wanted to talk about how y'all talk to each other as men. I was talking with a lady, and I was like, you know, how come when I hear ladies when y'all call each other the B word? I don't like to say it, so I'm not gonna say it. So I hear y'all say, oh, that's my B, that's my B. And for the guys that, what up, niggas, what up? Y'all let the N word fly. And I thought to myself, I said, you know, why not change the narrative instead of calling my brother the N word when I said, what's going on, King? What's going on? You know, what's going on? We gotta kind of make ourselves accountable because the outside world, if they hear y'all talk crazy, they already judging y'all by how y'all talk. That's what's in here, how y'all project yourselves, how y'all look. Y'all can be the smartest thing, but y'all mouths are just the filthiest mouths ever. So you start addressing each other with more respect. So if you hear another, like, let's say who I hear him calling a girl, you know, let's say the girl turned down, and he says, that's how you would be, that brother. Whoa. I'm using him as that. I'm using him as that. So that's when you, as being like, nah, man, she's not that. Even when you see, I know the young ladies on Instagram, and they looking half, pretty much naked on Instagram. I know that's appealing to your other head, but think about this. You want to bring that girl home to your mother.
Stop right there. Let's ask that. How many people bring Carla B home? Other than.
So what about that? I mean, anyone got one make you failure?
You can't say those people like that. Because if you think about it, it would be smart to bring one of them home because they got money. Yeah, because they got money.
Would you bring them home and marry them?
A female with that personality? No.
Even with the money?
No.
Hold on. All right, I'm gonna help this question. Megan Thee Stallion's body type, like how she dresses in the video. Y'all think y'all could bring? Let's say Megan Thee Stallion was dressing how she was in WAP. You think y'all could bring her home to your mother?
I mean, you can't really say that because she wear an outfit. She wear a different outfit. No, but it was different in the outfit. Like exactly her personality. That's what he said. I don't know if you heard that part. She could be like that on social media, but that's her social income. And then she could be a whole different person when it comes to media. Off camera, a whole different person off camera.
But
you gotta realize it's different too.
But now glad you on that. Glad you said that. But we shouldn't have to do that to generate income. I listened to Eric Thomas, who was talking about being the authentic self. You know, being you, how you are, and not putting on a front for social media, you'll make worth billions and billions of dollars.
I think I'm gonna challenge you on that way because we grew up and that wasn't okay. We didn't think about that.
Right.
But that don't mean it's not okay. It's just how do we do it in a way to where you don't have to look like a bumbling, stumbling fool to make the money. Right. So if we look, and that's the sad part about it. This young man can get on and talk about stocks all day on social media and get too followed. But if he go on there and start fighting the police, slap this girl, call this person, and how do we change that?
Right.
That's the thing. What steps can y'all do to make those steps change to say, and not old people talk, because those old people think this just going to change. But in y'all generation, we didn't have all that social media to say, I'm going to get 10,000 fans and then an influencer going to send me some purses and they're going to give me $50,000 to do my person. We ain't grow up like that. Y'all do. Y'all have those opportunities. So how can you do them in a way where you don't look just like you said, based on their personality, that money ain't right. How do you change that?
Because
I was asking. Yeah. Because to me, Instagram and social media, it was one of the things. What was the guy, man, or that old movie with Tyrese Baby Boy, when the boy was like, either you're a seller or you're a buyer, right? Yeah. Goods and services, as he was saying, goods and services. So either when you go on social media, either you buy or you sell. Which one is it?
As a programmer, I'll tell you right now, so you open that app, you are buying. Unless you provide a content. So that's your content. Always.
Right, what though, right? But the people, so college.
Well, yeah, she was a customer, but then like now she's more of a,
she's a buyer. But she's a seller now, because guess what? If she go on there and say, y'all, I got these new bags, 10,000 people buy that bag, right? Yeah. Right? So she became a service.
Exactly. She used her social media to benefit from it. That's just how she makes her income though.
Yeah.
She could be a whole different person. She could have an investor.
I don't think she knows whole different.
She could. You never know.
But when we try to get y'all to think it now for I'm gonna do like conscious rappers. I'm gonna use conscious rappers versus some we use like Rhapsody. Rhapsody is a conscious rapper, but don't really get the buzz. And Rhapsody very eloquent. She's still a beautiful woman, but she doesn't show her body. But she uses this. So what's wrong with her? Why is she not making the sale on Instagram? But somebody like somebody like Meg Thee Stallion, Erica Banks now with the Busted Challenge. So why is that? So why is that like okay versus somebody like Rhapsody that's intelligent, that's rapping about positivity, empowering our people? Why we don't put money behind that, but we willing to put money behind?
That's generational, right? That's a generation.
Because I don't think it's a generation though, because we did the same thing growing up in the 80s, Easy E and Ice Cube and that. We did the same thing because he was talking about killing people and doing this. We was riding Easy and bumping Easy, right?
Well, to answer your question, there is a deliberate thing happening. You're saying it's just a generation, and it's not. It's just that now there's cameras on people. Freak nasty was happening. That had nothing to do with TV. You know, you didn't want no cameras there. And it happened for a long time. So I think what's happening with you, what you're asking is the social engineering aspect of that. A lot of people don't understand what's happening. There are algorithms put in place to not let you see the good stuff.
Yep.
There are A&Rs who don't want you unless you show them your butt. So it's like there are things outside of our power. So by the time a Cardi B hits our ear or a Megan Stallion hits our ear, the industry has already shut out 1,000 women who are not trying to show their body. They've already shut that off, and we would never hear of it. I'm
gonna let you. They're not going to, but it's funny with Facebook. You can post a video on Facebook, and if you get a lot of likes and a lot of views, what they do? Take it down. That's crazy, right? What were you going to say?
I was saying, it's like Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion made something like talking about women and power and stuff. It's like everyone will buy it. So I'm gonna come back to you on the thought. So the reason why I was bringing that up is because last year in 2020, it was a lot of young rappers that lost their lives over life imitating art. Let me say it like that. King Von, Pop Smoke, MO3. I know I'm missing. Mo3, thank you. I know I'm missing some other Juice WRLD. But they're under 30. No, he was but those guys, think about it, they're under 30.
Let me ask you before you don't forget your thought.
Okay.
But I want to ask y'all that. How many of y'all desensitized to that now?
Just a what?
Desensitized.
Okay.
That it don't bother you no more. Like if 15 rappers died 2021, are you like, oh Lord Jesus? Or now you like, yeah, so I'm asking you, raise your hand if you're desensitized to it now. Because somebody died. You see that? That's bad.
I'm still not.
But that's sad of how the industry is that's them. Anyway, what we watching? What we finna do? Mama, what's for dinner? Mama, yeah, what's for dinner? Pop Smoke that. Oh, Mama, what's for dinner? Yeah,
How that hit the world.
But now, it happens so much, y'all. This is the same thing. Police shoot somebody. How you feel? For how long? And then you move on, right? And we desensitized. So
when Trayvon Martin was shot by
but that was the start. Trayvon was the start of social media and that because that's when phones really started. We didn't have the national influence and all of that stuff, the hear stuff and the social media wave took off. So he was the benchmark, sad to say, of a new generation of stuff happening. Then every year you got a new Trayvon story. But now you'll hear something happen. We'll sit there, we'll go march for 15 days, 2 days.
next month.
Gone. But how do y'all change that? Like, what are you guys going to do? And not say that you won't sit and live in their memory and stuff, but how do we move in changing that dynamic to have a viable conversation with society? So it's not like that because to me, when we go march on the Capitol, they sit us there on the yacht, man. They marching hopefully we'll be gone in 15 minutes. What we on the yacht, right? They ain't even studying it. Y'all gonna march all day. I'm on my yacht. Who cares? Because next week y'all gonna be forgot about. And it happens all the time. So when does that change and how are you guys gonna impact the world to make things when they happen stay relevant? Go ahead.
All right. Because you kind of led to my point. It's like y'all have to kind of realize what's going on around you. Mind you, they under. Then you have black men. You see us killing us, black on black crime. You see all these different variables against the black man. It's more like they're right now underlying doing like they're trying to extinct the black man in general. But even with, I know there's going to be, I'm touching the topic, but even when it comes to sexuality, with Dwayne Wade's son, you know how they was, making a big deal about,
He got a concern for y'all today.
they want to be valued.
What you mean by that?
Let's same thing. Because things we think are concerns today, as I listen to JR, ain't a concern. How many of y'all care if y'all got a dude in the classroom that want to be a girl? Is that a conversation?
Some of us have dudes in the classroom that are girls.
But okay, in my day, we would sit there and talk about that all year long. Okay, so how many is that uncomfortable for you today? Anybody show a hand?
Yeah.
But that don't happen. But I'm just saying, but like, but y'all can talk to them still. Be like, if I got to talk to you, yeah, but I'm just saying, but back in our day, that would never even happen. But that's what I'm saying. I see your hand, but it's just, this is what I think, when you say who said it, I'm gonna let you finish on that, is when y'all see in a generation that's changing. And y'all are a part of the world that's changing. And we can sit here, all of us back then, and Kobe's making his point, is that things that we think are important to them, they don't even care about. So until we start really understanding what's important to them, and that's why we ask y'all those questions, just to try to get a true pulse on what's important. Because do you feel like the black man is being extinct today? Me? I don't either. So when we have conversations, we really got to make sure that we're touching on that generation of what's going on. And we need y'all help to understand what's going on and to help navigate y'all through what's going on.
Well, I don't think it's important to address that anymore. So I guess my question, because you asked me how we change, how we've already been moving. So now that I got y'all here, I would like to, so y'all, like, I talked about this earlier, that you guys have lived through a lot of historic events in your lifetime. With the wide array of things that you guys have lived through, and all the things that you've seen older people try to fight back, a team get killed. And like you said, you march in the street and kind of dies off. George Floyd gets murdered on camera, live. You march live action. You march in the street and it dies off. So, do y'all want to try something that hasn't been tried before? What does it look like? If you guys don't have answers now, that's cool. But the next time I see you, if I ask you again, like one-on-one, hey man, what you want to try, bro?
I'm ready to try anything. Okay. But like I know that I can get 300 people behind me because they might not have the same. I mean, I could if I look hard enough, but I know people my age, they're not worried about what I'm trying to stop or the killings or none of that. They worry about something way different.
It got nothing to do with how you look. Yeah. Let me tell you what the FBI looks for in militant groups. The person with the most charisma. That looks like.
I think he was also saying is that you don't feel like they got the mindset.
Yeah,
the mindset. Yeah, and I think it's not the looking part; it's just the mindset part. Is how can you? And go back to what he said again. I'm doggone phone. And I said I was in a vibrant debate today. How many people in your phone can call today and say, "Bro, come do this with me"? And if that's the people that say my friends, then we got to start looking at the people that we associate with. So you're right. How do we find more like-minded people like ourselves to go with your call?
Social media. I'm gonna tell you like this. So you play football, right?
Yeah.
How many team captains do you guys got? 3. How many speak at the same time? One speak at one time, right? You don't need, in my opinion, you don't need like-minded people. You don't need to think like you. You need to be able to move to other people. You need to be able to convince them 300 people that what I'm talking about is that deal. That's what it is, man. And if you have 300 leaders You're leading your own way. You want a different direction.
That's
We want
another experience for each person.
No, that's what you hope to think.
Yeah.
But then it's like,
That's
if the first group scattered, and we're like, okay, we're gonna try this again. The next group is probably gonna scatter too, because we still haven't found how to cohesively move as a unit. If you haven't fixed the infighting, you can't move forward. Like, but basically what I mean is, you might be that leader, bro. That's what I'm saying. You could be that leader.
And y'all might have a blueprint.
Right.
Y'all don't think just because y'all sitting here at 9 and 14, 17, 18 that y'all don't have a blueprint, because again, well, the trials and tribulations that we think are important are not important to y'all. And that was the whole point, not to knock him off his feet, but it just, as I'm sitting here and I could tell the 10 of the room, that didn't resonate. And I think we need y'all help to know what really, really affects y'all today. And I think that's what y'all next meeting can bring to us, to then come up with a better situation on how to tackle those issues. Because we can sit here, like he was saying, thinking Dwayne Wade's situation and none of that matters anymore. Oh no, we cool with him. We're cool with him. Again, Megan Stallion, you great point. You said she could just truly be, she could be the best girl. As soon as she let that camera go off, light switch, yes, no. You know what I mean? What would you like? She like coming to America, right? Whatever you like. You know what I mean? We don't know, because it was funny because I did see a called Being Famous in 30 Days. It's a reality show that they're gonna take average people and make them Instagram famous in 30 days and show them how to do it. And it's a reality show. That would have never made it. We had Playboy Love, let the slave kissing on them. That's it. So can we now ask next time that y'all bring something to the table of what y'all think that will impact the world today as it relates to y'all stuff? And I think those where we can have more, what's the word I'm looking for? More insightful meetings. Teach us how to navigate in this world. Because now I feel like my arsenal, his arsenal will be better. Because now we got the old generation thought and the new generation thought. Now we can mush that stuff together. We got a nice good match. We need y'all help too. So it ain't just about us helping y'all, it's y'all helping us too. That makes sense?
Yeah. Because you're not gonna always have the mature generation want to have these dialogues with y'all to understand y'all. You know what I mean? The mature generation I talk to say they can't understand y'all. Why y'all have dreads? Why y'all pants sagging? Why y'all wearing crops everywhere y'all go? Why y'all wearing? I'm about to pick on Prince. Wearing those and where they go.
I did see it with the last time. I did see it. And the homeless guy came. No,
I'm telling y'all from what I hear and how that's what we're asking y'all to. But for me, it don't help me. But that's me. That's me because I've been around y'all and I'm learning how to understand y'all. For instance, with Dimitri Karate Prince, in the house all the time. I may ask him every now and then what music they listening to. And I might listen to it. I might depend. Like Karan put me on to Ryan Wade. I'd have never known, or NBA Young Boy. I'd have never known. But having them around me, I learned. And I like certain songs of the people they listen to. But I don't judge them on their music because, like I said, I know they don't like nothing I like. And it's so funny now to hear these meals will be considered my demographic, no longer their demographic. I feel it. But no, but no, yeah, like Rob Wade is more their demographic. Yeah. More, the baby, when he get killed, no.
All of them died. Anything with a baby, I think it's baby. What is up if they love or baby they get? I say all the time.
So that's what Johnson's saying. Like we actually around men that want to understand y'all world to be able to communicate to y'all. We want to give y'all our viewpoints on how we grew up, but we know times are different. So we want to be able to learn from y'all so y'all can't shine from the moment. Give y'all the stage. This is y'all chance to shine. You know, when, like I said, when me and Sekou, like mind you, we're tall. We have dreads, I have braids. We go in a room for, in our standpoint, people will fear us because our height, our hair, we got beards, we have earrings, we have tats, skin tone. We did all the negative stereotypes. When you hear both of us speak, we speak eloquent. Be able to hold a room. So we wanna be able to bridge that gap with y'all to be able to make y'all strong. So so that's what's clap it up for tonight's workshop.
When you guys ever heard the phrase microaggression? Microaggression? Okay. So the microaggression would be like, and then I leave the room. When I come back, when I come back, and then he hits me. And I'm like, oh, why'd you hit me? Totally excuse me what I did to get him there. That's a microaggression. Those are, and it's gaslighting as well. Those are things that you can experience with your teachers. And it's usually white people. I say that to you guys because I mentored young black boys again before. And we had to let them know, but they're middle school age. We had to give them a definition and show them an example of what microaggressions were, and they all had an experience of what their teachers doing this, like live action, right? Some of them had it. I had examples of it happening that day. So I wanted to tell you guys, I'm sure it happens there. Trust me. Look, a gaslighting is also a teacher knowing that you might have difficulty reading. It's hard on you, and not in a productive way, like I'm trying to give them confidence. It's more so, yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna do it. That's gaslighting. Because when that kid throws a book across the table, across the class, all we care about is that kid's behavior is wrong, but instead we don't focus on the teacher's confidence. So I tell you guys this because I want to send you guys Friday tomorrow. I know you guys aren't in class sessions anymore, but I'm still sure with microaggressions.
Okay. So you gave it to him. Now, what are you going to do when you work?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
So now I ain't know what that was. Thank you. Now, yeah, you brought me on. Now, real quick, when those situations happen, now that you say now how are you going to react to them, and then how are you going to let them know? So, what's the term? So, teacher such and such, I appreciate your microaggressions that you did when you kept calling me out. Thank you for that. Because all y'all meetings are what? Recorded. Oh, right?
Yeah, that's why we're gonna say that.
Everything y'all gonna do the rest of the year will be recorded, even if you're going back in school. Everybody ain't going to school. So every
fundamentals, every call can be called.
What?
They like press record and then every teacher has to record.
That's what I'm saying. So for the rest of 2021, this fall will be recorded. We don't know about next year. The rest of the nah, we probably be open full throttle next year. I mean, in August, we might be open full. I don't know. We'll see. But the rest of this school term, y'all definitely gonna be recorded.
If y'all play football or any sport, I would like you to write it on that checklist right there in your high school. I'm good.
I don't even know how to get it.
Okay, fine.
Your name's on
here?
Yeah.
Clean up on y'all later, when y'all leave. That's all people talk. Clean up.
But all right, y'all. Hold
on.
So
we gotta end in prayer too.
All right. So before we end in prayer, so for next month, we're gonna be back here next month. Also, myself and Jonathan, we are planning last February in last weekend in February, we're gonna take y'all fishing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot.
No, you don't want to see.
I do. So what we're gonna so that's something that we're gonna do a modern experience. We'll go on a strip boat. I said John to be on. I didn't know you was going on a boat. So we'll be able to go out on Saturday morning and go fishing on the boat. There.
Y'all going to the church?
Somebody.
Are you going to the church?
Nice. Yes, like that.
But that's part of our men. But how about this? Once you design your belly,
Like if you were a parent and
keep it in my same logo, some more swaggy. Is that the right word? I was just swaggy. That old. So, when I'm gonna hold you accountable? When I'm gonna get my stuff? When I'm gonna get my logo though?